Sunday and welcome to the Survival Seeds 2024 collaboration live stream. We're really excited to get into this today. We're frozen? Oh no. Okay. We have a special guest.
I can't.
We've got a really cool interview coming up, and we're really excited to bring him up. But first up, we're going to start with some announcements for all of the aspects.
No, hellos and announcements.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
So hello, Jennifer Ocean. Oops. Hey, Jennifer Ocean Homestead, Prideless Chicks, ER, Lynette Lawrence, and that one didn't click. And Rem's family.
Hi, Mom.
Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Prairie Living Twins, Dark Lord Menet, and Jesse's Girl at Lazy Days Ahead. Thank you guys all for coming.
Happy Monday. Or it's not Monday.
It's not Monday.
Happy Sunday, and thank you guys so much for joining us today. We're really excited to get into this. Do we have any announcements to make?
I don't
think there are any big announcements on this side of the collaboration right now. So yeah, we're going to start this off with some non-existent announcements, and then some, can you try and find a way to make this cover our entire faces?
No, I can't.
You can't do these? They don't work?
I can try. No, it doesn't work.
Oh man, I thought that was going to work. Okay. Oh well, you're just going to have to bear with us. Hold up. This week we had, so actually, oh dear. So actually, we had a bit of a complicated week last week. We were very busy. We did some got to go and film our music video for our first big original song that we wrote by ourselves and released, other than the Christmas songs.
In a professional studio.
Studio. And last week we were able to go and record it with some amazing ministries and people who are in our area. And our interview for tonight is actually one of the people who shows up in that video, so you might recognize his face. But we were very, very busy. And we actually didn't get home until, what was it, like 2 hours before?
A little bit before, yeah.
Just a little bit before the live. And so we didn't actually have any time to watch the videos from last week. So for the hashtag updates, we've got 2 weeks worth of videos to go over. And a lot of people, yeah, go ahead. These are only one of the thumbnails from each person. Some of these people actually put up more than one video, and there's a little doodle I made because I was bored.
You.
Yeah, don't look at that.
No, it's cute.
So Robert Bates put up, I think, 3 videos. And in one of them, he put up a update on all of his seeds and his seedling progress. And his plants they're all starting to sprout, and they're all looking really, really good. And then we also got a video from BNS Odyssey, where she put up a video planting some of her seeds and showing her trays.
You?
No, not me. And some of her seeds actually didn't make it, so she had to start a second batch, but hopefully that one will do better. We also had a video from Crystal's Pets and Plants, and her plants are starting to grow, and they are doing really, really well. They're starting to get pretty big, like pretty decent sized, and they're all starting to get they're really doing well, and I'm just thrilled to see how many people are putting updates on their plants and how big their plants are starting to get. Okay, pull it back up. Gail Southern Living put up a couple updates on her plants, and her plants are just doing absolutely fabulous. Her whole garden is doing great, and her tomatoes, and she already had a butternut come out. And she's starting to get some produce already, which is absolutely amazing, and we're super excited to see how everyone keeps doing. We also had a short from Grace and Fire. I think they had a few videos actually. Oh dear, it moved. Okay. She put up a short about her plants, and they are doing really, really well. She put up a few, so you're gonna have to go and check out all of these videos. There are some amazing videos in here, and there's some really great updates and great tips that you can find as you go through these videos. LovetheLandHomestead put up a video on how to plant peppers and tomatoes, And she's got her peppers and tomatoes in the soil, and she's got some great little pots and a very organized way of putting all of her plants together. Hang on, let me just close a couple things here. Danny Days Ahead actually put up her entry video last week and then put up an update already on transplanting her seeds. And so first of all, I didn't get to do this last week because I didn't watch the videos, but welcome to the collaboration, Miss Danny, and congratulations on your plants, getting them transplanted outside. We also have a video from Miss Sandy at the Bourbon Homestead. Yeah, she had a great thumbnail. It's a Bourbon Homesteader, Wyoming, Arizona. And it had the secrets to maximizing plant growth in your raised bed. And it is an amazing video. And I'm not going to spill the secrets because she did that. So if you want to find out what the secrets are, then you can head over and watch that video. It is a great video. Butler Family Farm also did another video and showed his plants, and he's got some buckets that he's growing his plants in, and they are doing absolutely amazingly. She's got them started, and they're in the beds and in the pots, and she's actually growing some of them in 5-gallon buckets. And for those of you guys who haven't done this before, we have
such a fun idea.
Growing in 5-gallon buckets is, first off, amazing because they have their own handles and you can tote them around. And for another thing, if you have 5-gallon buckets, then you probably know the tin crack pretty easily. And if they crack in the bottom, that's like a pre-made, what do you call it, where the water leaks out? What's the word?
Holes?
Yeah, but there's like a different word for it. It's like it already has holes for drainage. And so that's a really great way to reuse something that is no longer helpful. Cindy Squirrel Off Grid put a video. She's got her Detroit red beets in the soil, and I think I saw a couple. And she added some beans on the back for nitrogen. And so beans actually add nitrogen to the soil, and nitrogen is very important for a lot of plants to grow. You can
gonna head back to the chat real quick. Lazy Days Ahead with Jesse and Lisa. Hello. Lori's World. Thank you for coming in, and happy Sunday. And I think that's Karma, Lewis Acre Farm. So nice to see you. Happy Sunday. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. So I'm gonna pull your thing up now.
Southwest Living with Val put up an update on her thriving garden. Her garden is doing so well, and she showed all of her plants. They've been planted and they are growing. She wasn't kidding when she said thrive. Her plants are all doing very, very well, and she put up facts about all of the different plants that are in the survival seeds. They're really great facts. You should definitely check out that video. It's a really great one. We also had a video from Pafford Homestead. Put up a update on how they're kind of falling behind a little bit due to too much rain. A lot of people have been getting rain all over the place. There have been some pretty crazy storms. We had one in our area, and it was scary. So they had too much rain, and so they're kind of falling back. But hopefully it'll dry up so they can get back to planting. And then we also had a video from Our Treasured Home showing their plants. They're not sure if their plants are growing yet. They have them in the soil, but it doesn't quite look like much is coming out yet. So hopefully those will start sprouting soon. And then that's not all of the videos yet, but those are all of the people who put up videos. There are some other videos in the hashtag.
And they're all super cool.
That are from those same people. And they're all super cool. If you guys aren't keeping up with the hashtag, or at least looking at some of the videos, I highly recommend it because there are some amazing tips and tricks you can learn from those videos.
Hello, Andale Homestead and Jennifer Ocean Homestead. It's raining right now by her. There's a ton of rain going on.
Yeah, lots of rain this year.
And with that, we're going to bring up the co-hosts and see what they have to say. Oh, nice background.
Oh, wow. Great background.
How are you guys doing?
Oh, not too bad.
Good to hear. Any updates on your side of the collaboration?
I don't know. I haven't been home pretty much all week, so
No,
Sounds easy.
been busy.
get what you mean.
What is that hat? Sorry, I keep
I
looking
love
at
this
it.
hat. It looks great.
What my hat?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, It's my Guy Fieri hat.
Nice.
Actually,
You
does
gotta
kind of
put
look like
glasses
that. Now that you
backwards.
say it.
It doesn't look like my hair. My golf hat. Oh, okay. Well, no, maybe it does. Look,
It kind of does match it.
and so I really don't even need it. It's a bad hair day hat.
Yeah. This is the opposite of what most hats do.
Right. But no, I'm happy to report that we're up to 342 videos. 342 videos.
That's insane.
We have had 19 videos so far for the month of June. Where are we at? On the 9th?
Yeah.
9th.
Yeah, it's the 9th.
So that's averaging what, 10 a week? So we're pushing almost 40 videos for the month of June. If it keeps
That's
up at 10 a
insane.
week. So
That's insane. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, really, really good. A lot of update video. We had well, you mentioned there was some from last week and this week, so it was like 20 videos. But just since last Sunday, we've had 8 new entries.
Wow.
Videos, a lot, and Robert Bates put up 3 videos. 3. I mean,
That's
granted,
insane.
He's putting in a lot.
they're short, but still, a video is a video, right? If you go and update it to
Mhm.
YouTube, it counts as a video. So,
Yep.
yeah, he did 3 videos on his Walla onions, and you got to go check him out. He's done a whole bunch of stuff. But, that's awesome. And then the end of this month, you guys know we're going to have our June giveaway, right? And it looks like we're right about $532 worth of prizes we've given away.
Wow.
this month.
That's insane.
$532. Which way is the right way? Who does that?
I'm gonna pause for a second. Where'd it go? Lewis Acre Farm put up a video about beneficial insects and pest hunters. I don't know if you talked about that, but that sounds like
No,
a
I
very
think I
cool
missed
video.
that. I'm gonna have to go look, and sometimes the hashtag doesn't update for me. It doesn't
there's
show
a
all
few
of
Yeah, it does that
video.
sometimes.
If you're looking at the hashtag Survival Seeds 2024, there's like 3 videos in there that they're not related to the survival seeds. It's just that somebody went in and grabbed everything that had a hashtag survival, and then they put that on their videos. And
Oh wow.
Yeah, we saw those.
yeah, so they're really not affiliated with the growing group we got going on right now, but they're in there. So, and they have to do with just regular survival.
And our treasured home. Hello.
Hi, our treasured home. Do you guys have any other updates you want to talk about?
Well,
I haven't even been out in my garden for over a week, so I'm afraid to go look.
Hey,
so
BNS Odyssey.
Lisa got a whole
Sorry?
bunch of stuff transplanted this week into her grow beds, and then
Ooh, fun.
what she showed you last night started to grow with the onions.
I
One of them was
restarted the onions and then the beets. So I have 3 beets coming up
Mhm.
inside.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I'm almost afraid to put them outside, but
worried about the heat, but we've been getting a lot of rain. We're clouding up now as if it's going to rain.
Wow.
We get rain almost every other day, but I mean, I'm okay with it because we've been where it's been drought, and then all the ground is cracking, and you got no.
but I don't like to get it all at once.
Yeah.
And then it's just drowns everything.
Right.
Hey, I did that in sync, in harmony there.
we do that sometimes. It's kind of weird.
It just happens.
I think it's all for the updates. Should we?
Rem's family has everything planted.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Jennifer Ocean says, wait, sorry?
I was going to say, I can tell you who I've been not necessarily keeping an eye on, but I've been kind of noticing is Jennifer Ocean. You know, she must have did, I don't know, 300 starts, right? On
So
herself.
many.
And she's battling you know, weather, and they still have to worry about frost date up there where she's at, and she's been doing a lot of stuff. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
and trying to get her garden going, living in, well, I guess it's on the east side of Canada. Maybe she's on the east side.
She's in New Brunswick.
New Brunswick, yeah, she's up on the east, up near
Yeah.
Maine, up there. So
Above Maine.
above Maine. So I know they do have a lot of weather to deal with, but I'm impressed by her, what she's been accomplished
Oh, yeah.
being by herself.
Yeah.
This lady is by
yeah.
herself.
Oh, yeah.
She's on 13 acres and she's trying to do everything. And I'm impressed by, you know, her willingness and her, you know, steadfastness and her work ethic, really, trying to get things done. So my hat's off to you, Jennifer. So, but keep up
Yeah,
the good
she's
work.
been doing a lot.
She has.
And Dale Homestead has some a bunch of Mariana tomatoes. That's awesome.
Ooh.
I'm glad they're doing well.
Yeah, Miss Ann's garden is
All right.
really looking.
Oh, yeah. Read Rob.
Oh, wow.
That's super
That's
cool.
amazing. Rem says that he planted a home at the community garden and on his friend's property. That's awesome. All right. So should we?
Yeah.
So we can start the interview now.
Oh, I thought you had the mouse for a sec.
I know. I didn't.
Hello, Mr. Braden.
Hey,
How are
Mr.
you
Braden.
doing?
Good. How are you guys?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good.
Brought my friend Mr. Walnut.
That looks awesome. What plant is that?
It's a walnut tree, and this is a Tradescantia, variegated
Ooh.
Tradescantia. Yeah.
Wow.
Sweet.
Brandon, you're gonna have to speak English to us. We're not into some of them long names.
Spiderwort. Some people call it a spiderwort.
Okay, there you go.
Oh, cool.
All right. All right. Well, Mr. Braden, this is Mr. That's Mr. Jesse and Miss Lisa. And below them is Mr. Charles. They're our co-hosts for this collaboration. This is Mr. Braden. He's one of the ministries in our area, and he was in our music video that we released this week. And he is an amazing person.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I know he has an Instagram page also, and he talks about his mushrooms, and I know he also does some homemade fertilizer, and I'm going to try to get to some questions about that in a bit. Oh, I think Dad just dropped his Instagram. And he has a YouTube channel tagged, and I think that has some music on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we definitely recommend checking him out. Hi, Miss Sandy.
Hey, Miss Sandy, how are you doing tonight?
I like your profile picture.
Yeah, she updated it. So before we get into the interview, do you want to tell people a little bit about your background in plants?
Yeah. So I, from like 12 years old, grew some tomatoes, and I loved the way that they grew and tasted. And then from then on, I've always been growing something, whether it be a weed or like a dandelion or something. So I then found like my cousin, he was growing stuff. So then we kind of had a little community garden on this canal bank where I used to live in California. And we grew like tomatoes, peppers, and like people who would walk by would just take some stuff. So,
Oh, awesome.
yeah, now I work at a plant nursery in Holland here. It's called Yonkers Gardens, and I'm the grower / planter in the perennial department.
Nice.
Oh,
That's
great.
awesome.
You're in Michigan now, or you're still in California?
I'm in Michigan. Yeah, I'm in Saugatuck, Michigan.
Okay.
So just to kick things off, what do you grow? Like just around?
So like actually before we got on here, I planted some more lettuce. I'm in the shade. I'm outside on my deck and it's all shade. So I have I moved from a farm in Allegan where I had all the sunshine in the world, and so I've got a pineapple growing. I have
Whoa.
some lettuce. Yeah, it's I have like this little kind of tower thing that I'm growing stuff out of, and I've got a pineapple that I've had since I moved here, and then some lettuce, some iris. I got some I can't remember what it's called exactly, but it's a butter butter bean or butterwort or something like that. It's a water loving plant.
Oh,
And
cool.
so just carrots and stuff.
Nice. That's impressive.
awesome.
And you're able to grow that in the shade anyway, or are those like indoor stuff?
It's doing so, and it's all outside in the shade. So it's kind of weird because we get morning sun. I get probably about 4 hours of sun in the morning. So they're gonna
Nice.
be length. Yeah.
That's great.
So I brought up a little bit earlier that you like making your own fertilizer. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So when I was younger, I was buying stuff at like hydroponic stores, and the cost was insane. And I used to buy like some it's called Dr. Green Thumb's organic. I can't remember the names of it now. And probably like 6 years ago, I had a friend from Hawaii. He came to visit, and he was like, "Yeah, he has a YouTube channel too. His Drake Weinert, Korean. It's called Natural Farming Office Hours. He taught Korean natural farming, which is putting sovereignty back into the hands of the farmers with fertilizers. And I brought some stuff too. So like there's stuff called lactic acid bacteria, which this is made from rice wash water and milk. And you just
Wow.
let the rice wash stay outside, and you collect lactobacilli from the air, and then you mix it with milk the day after, and then you let it sit for 5 days, and then the lactic acid and the whey and the curds will separate, and then you take the whey, and then you put that in a gallon of water, and then we make another one called FTJ out of plants and brown sugar, anything fast growing. And of course, I make like gallons at a time, but since I moved in an apartment, I don't.
Wow.
I think your audio cut out. I don't hear you talking anymore.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
We can't hear you anymore.
I don't think he can hear us either.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Mr. Jesse.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we
can
can.
hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay. These phones died.
Oh no,
Oh,
sorry.
gotcha.
Is it still super quiet or?
Oh shoot! Now you're gone again.
No, we hear you.
Well, we can see you.
We can hear you.
We can hear you.
Hold on. Let me figure out something.
How about now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
you're
can
good.
hear you.
Can you hear
Yep.
us?
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
perfect.
So I don't
I
know
think
what
the
you guys
last-
didn't hear.
The last one we heard was the fast growing plants and brown sugar.
Okay. So that was the plant. This is actually milkweed plant with brown sugar, and this is bananas with brown sugar. So basically you can buy brown sugar. It's available like anywhere, and we don't teach using molasses or like any other kind of sugar form. It's only brown sugar, because the osmotic pressure of the brown sugar pulls out the nutrients and the micronutrients, the
Oh, wow.
bacteria in the plant. So And then there's like, and then the last one that I like to use is water soluble calcium phosphate. This is literally just burnt eggshells and vinegar. And
Whoa.
yeah, so and it's these inputs, we call them inputs or solutions because every gardener has a problem. They always run into pests or blight or what have you. So these are called solutions. And I like use the lactic acid. I put it in my water, and I put the, like at night, I take this stuff, the calcium, and I swish with it, and it restores enamel. It so like this stuff is safe to ingest if you make food grade. You can, if you're outside spraying and your kids are around, you can literally spray them off with your sprayer, and they're harmless. So I've done it before, you know, being outside and it's super hot, and it's they tell you to spray it at night, basically when the sun is about to go down. That's when the stomata of plants is open the most, and then you spray the underside of the plants. So I haven't had to spend a dime besides brown sugar, the cost of brown sugar, and like old bananas. So I mean, I have so many friends back home that like use this stuff religiously. I like to say that this is Korean natural farming is my religion and Jesus is my belief.
So, Braden, the solution, what is it, just for pests, or is it for like nutrients for the plant itself?
So if you use them, so the lactic acid bacteria, when you spray that on a plant, pests, it'll attack the pests. I mean, it's microscopic, right? So it gets in their ears, their eyes, and it attacks them, and they don't like that. So it's a miracle from heaven. I mean, we call it manna from heaven juice.
Right.
And then the other three inputs I showed you, those are fertilizer nutrients. And the vinegar and the water soluble calcium, that also acts as a cleaner. So any fungus or anything like that is going to be killed off with the vinegar. So
Okay, so I'm going to ask, because I know somebody in the chat's going to ask, do you have these solutions or these recipes on your webpage where somebody can come and, hey, I want to make some of that egg solution or some of the brown sugar solution? Do you have that stuff available where people can?
Yeah, so I can, it's on my Instagram. You'd have to do some scrolling, but I've got some videos up there, and I'll post up another one right after this. I'll go and I'll post some up for you guys.
All right.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Because it'd be cool to see those measurements.
Right, the measurements, yeah. The
Yeah.
recipe, basically the recipe.
Yeah. But the last thing that I use is, it's called IMO, and there's 5 steps to that, and it's just
Is that the in my opinion?
No, that's indigenous microorganisms.
Okay, different IMO.
Yeah. So that's with white rice, and you cook the rice until it's super hard, and like you would if you brought it to a party, you wouldn't feed it, nobody would eat it, right?
Right.
So you put that in a anti like cedar box or bamboo box, and you take it down to the woods where the woods have been established, and you find that white mycelium, and you put the box there with a paper towel over it. I have a video on my Instagram about it too. And you catch those microbes that have been there forever, and you bring them back to your garden, and you inoculate your garden. You put brown sugar, half the weight, to the IMO, and then you spray that back onto your soil, and those microbes will basically take the new microbes from your soil to school, and they'll start teaching them how to break down soils even better and how to become more disease resistant.
That's cool.
And it's so easy. I mean, kindergartners, my buddy in Hawaii teaches it to 6th graders, 3rd graders. So like, it's so easy. I mean, anyone can do it. A caveman can do it.
And is that part of the Korean gardening as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and there's a man called, his name's Master Cho, and it's funny because his name CHO is carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. So he actually taught it to Hawaii, and then Hawaii brought it over to us, and so that's kind of what I
Wow.
spread almost as much as the gospel.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
And you were a little garbled earlier. What was your friend's YouTube channel again? With the Korean gardening?
So
Farming?
that's his name is Drake Weinert, WINERT,
Mm-hmm.
and it's office hours, but you have to put KNF, and then it'll come up. He always wears an orange hat, and he's got a long beard.
Yeah, I think we found him.
Cool.
That looks like Charles,
Right.
right?
Oh yeah, just like Charles, a little younger, but yeah.
Everybody's younger.
Where's our live? Give me a moment.
So that's a lot of information there.
Yeah, so
Okay, ignore the fact that I'm on my Joyful channel.
if you tune into, I do lives on my Instagram every once so often, and Facebook as well, and I'll start doing them more, and then where this information, like, you can learn it. I mean, it's literally just grab a pack of brown sugar from Dollar General and go get the fastest growing plant, mix them together, wait 5 days. So you got to put a paper towel on the top. You can't put a lid on it. Otherwise it'll go anaerobic.
Wow.
I've done the banana peeling one before,
Yeah.
and everybody has trouble with squash bugs. You spray that stuff down there, you won't have squash bugs at all.
Yeah.
Well, that sounds
Yeah.
useful. We've got a lot of squash bug. Well, yeah.
I squash them when I see them, so I don't have any.
Another question I have, like, for someone who's just beginning to do the whole fertilizer thing, what would you recommend? Like, what to avoid, what to focus on?
So I would avoid anything that's got ites and eights in it. So yeah, anything on the bag that's like, I mean, sulfur is obviously good for your soil, but sulfates and like, stay away from Miracle Grow, man. I know it's a potent thing, man, but it's so bad for you. I would recommend, I mean, if you want to go, because a lot of people are so conditioned into buying fertilizer. I would recommend Monty's if you had to go fertilizer. But I mean, if you can, this stuff is so available. It's so easy to make. And just start out with the FPJ, just a plant, spray it on your plants. It works for house plants. And I mean, like, this is banana. Like, you can drink it. It's sweet. It's you can't go wrong. So that's what I would recommend. Stay away from box store fertilizers. Yeah.
Nice. And another question I had, we've been running this collaboration since like February, right?
Right.
Ish.
So I think it was February.
But basically the purpose of this collaboration was to find a group of seeds that you could grow independently anywhere that would be easy to sustain and do again. So if you stop getting seeds from a store, you'd be able to
Save the seeds from the previous year and plant them again.
And we ended up picking, I think, 6. Sorry.
6 survival seeds. It's alliteration.
But we did beets, kidney beans, onions, peppers, tomatoes, and squashes. do you have any input on the selection? What would you think that's easy to grow but sustainable you could add to it?
Well, I mean, I got corn all the time on hand. I know it, it's, for me, I've always been able to grow it sustainably. And you can, again, use that stuff, the byproduct, for fertilizers, mulches, grow mushrooms with. But my favorite is butternut squash.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, if that,
yeah.
I think
I think corn would be a really good thing, man.
yeah,
Yeah, corn is a great one.
Because you can do like a lot with it.
Right.
yeah.
Braden, do you grow any herbs?
So yeah, so because I live in an apartment, I'm really limited on space. But back at the farm, which I still go to, they kind of took over the gardening. I was kind of the garden guy. But my favorite thing to plant is sage and rosemary, because again, you can use those as like antiseptics. I mean, that's a pretty versatile herb. And mint, of course. I'm a tea freak, so mint tea is like my thing.
Nice. I know Bushcraft is running his herb collaboration. Do you want to bring up what the seeds you selected for that were?
Lemon balm, feverfew. I don't know if I have some up here or not. Hyssop, yeah, that was another one. Oregano. I think that was it.
I think so.
Yeah, I think.
And were those like specifically for like making teas or tinctures out of? Like,
yeah. Lemon balm you can just make the tea out of, and oregano is its own antibiotic. So the other ones
Nice.
you have to do research on. The feverfew is common sense. It's to reduce fever, and they all have multiple uses though.
Nice. And going back to Mr. Braden, I know we talked in messages a little bit about mushrooms, and I did look a little bit into the breeds you named. Do you want to talk about the mushrooms you grow?
Yeah. So I started with oysters. I started with pink oysters, and I've been growing mushrooms for maybe on and off in the beginning, but consistently it's been about a year and a half, about 4 years total, I guess. If I played around with it for 3 years, but consistently a year and a half. So my favorite is lion's mane. I suffer from a condition called pseudobulbar effect, and if you guys have ever seen the movie The Joker, where he laughs uncontrollably, I have that condition, but crying. And I had a brain injury when I was like 4 years old on a tricycle, and it's caused by brain injury. But
Wow.
since taking lion's mane, I actually have a dried one here.
Oh,
Ooh. Those look cool.
I thought it was broccoli for a second.
The Latin name is Hericium erinaceus. There's also Hericium colloides, and then which is coral tooth. And that one actually repairs neurons and brain cells. So,
Oh, wow.
since I've been taking that, I haven't experienced the symptoms that I've experienced in the past.
Wow.
So I know it helps. I like to grow as well oysters, because they've got just as much protein in them as meat does. They're super sustainable mushrooms. You can grow them basically on anything. Down here, In fact, I have this big flat trash bag full of old cardboard, and I've been growing lion's mane and oysters together in that thing since I lived at the barn.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So yeah, I mean, mushrooms are super sustainable. They'll grow just about anywhere. And I actually have a couple blocks of shiitake right now. Those are like super hard to grow, but I'm trying. They're very temperamental. But since I like to go and forage for mushrooms too.
That was cool.
It's believe it's a birch polypore. It grows on like birches and stuff, and I actually have a couple of them. I've got, and I started growing mushrooms because I found some white stuff growing in my soil in my food forest back home, and I wanted to know what that stuff was because it was like making my soil rich. And then when I did some research, I found out it was mycelium, and that it's synergistic with trees. I was like, wow, cool. Well, let's look into it more. So then I got a microscope and started doing spore prints, looking at spores and stuff, and kind of led me up real quick. So yeah.
Wow.
As someone who really doesn't like mushrooms, I've like never really experienced an interest in growing them. I know there's some health benefits, but what do you do with them?
Do you eat them?
And why?
Yeah, so
I make coffee out of mine.
yeah, Lion's Mane makes great coffee. In fact, the only reason this isn't ground up and in me right now is because I don't have a grinder. So I like to obviously eat them. Lion's Mane is like exactly like steak. I mean, if you cut it and fillet it and put steak seasoning on it, you can't even tell the difference. I was a vegetarian for like 4 years, and that's all I ate was mushrooms.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was, I mean, pretty healthy, if not healthier than I am now. But you can also put make tinctures out of them. You can ferment them. I mean, the list is pretty endless. There's
dehydrate them.
Yeah, dehydrate them. There's a mushroom called Trametes versicolor, which is turkey tail. That fights cancer. And my favorite mycologist, Paul Stamets, his mom had terminal cancer, and she started taking niacin with her chemo and Trametes turkey tail, and she went into remission, and she's still alive today.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, they're anti-cancer. They're I mean, the list goes on. They're really amazing things.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Wow. There's like a lot of health benefits on the different species of mushrooms. I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Just because you don't like to eat them.
I don't.
You gotta try oysters. Those portobellos and like the portobellos are like, they're not that great. I don't eat those either. Or baby bells. Like, honestly, I sometimes pick those off my stress. You gotta try pink oyster.
Maybe we'll try to sneak her one.
Miss Karma has a question. Would lion's mane help heal damage done to the sympathetic nervous system?
Yeah. So, a lot of people take niacin with lion's mane. Niacin, like, is like it flushes out. Basically, like scraping off dead skin and then you put lotion on to regenerate. It's basically the same concept. And yeah, so it would. So, you can even grind these down and take pill form. Like if you get capsules, so if you don't like the taste of it, yeah, it's actually it's very good for that.
Nice. And you mentioned you did some foraging for the birch mushrooms. I forgot the name of. Do you do that a lot? Like, do you just go out and look for mushrooms?
Yeah, that's probably one of my favorite things to do. I'm quite vexed because this year I didn't find one morel, not one. And I see Facebook posts of everybody's got them, and I'm like, where are they at, man?
We used to have
We
some
used
grow
to
by
get
our
a lot
apple
of
trees.
morels
I haven't
around
seen them in
here.
the past few years.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
like apple trees.
Yeah, they do.
Oh.
They're synergistic with them. I forget the name. They're that I'm trying to think of, but they basically break down the complex, the sugars in the nitrogen and stuff like that. The tree gives it to them. They break it
Oh.
down and feed it back to the tree, and the tree gives them that food.
Nice.
She calls
Yeah.
them brain shrooms.
Yeah,
They're brain shaped.
Well, they have a give and take relationship, is what you're saying.
yeah.
That's
but
cool.
yeah, actually, I just found. Here's a long one for you. It's called King Stropharia rugosa annulata.
Oh wow.
AKA wine cap.
Oh.
And they're called garden giants. They get about as big as a dinner plate.
Oh wow.
And so I have those growing too, and we're gonna plant some of those out here. Those are edible, and I found those at work just watering some plants.
Wow.
So yeah, I
Neat.
like to forage a lot. I was even back in the forest taking some compost out at work, and I found a dryad saddle, which smells like a cucumber, but it tastes so good. It's a delicacy for me.
Oh, wow.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You can just find those, and that's great.
Yeah, there's a big mycophobia, and I try to help people overcome that, and try to become I mean, there's poisonous mushrooms, but you really gotta ingest. I mean, you almost have to be slow to, die from them. I pick them up and like, I take a bite of one that I don't know, and I chew on it and spit it out, and like, whatever flavor that like if it's spicy, it's like a arugula, mushroom. And like, so a lot of people are afraid of them, rightly so. You got to respect them, if you don't know what they are. But
Right.
there's
Gotta be careful.
there's ways to go about safely identifying them.
And like I haven't seen like many by us, but there's like this one really bright one that I saw.
The red and one with the
Yeah,
white
like
speckles.
is there something to like the brighter they are, the more toxic they are? Because I don't see many like edible ones being super bright colored.
So the one that is called Amanita muscara. It's the Alice in Wonderland mushroom.
Oh.
And those are actually not, they're not poisonous if you cook them down. They have a nutritious side, they have a poisonous side, and they also have a psychoactive side. And back in the old days, there was shamans that would eat them, boil them down, and drink the water, and then like they would have crazy, weird, wacky visions and stuff. And but they knew how to cook them down and stuff like that, So I personally have never tried one to eat. They scare me, but there's also, because their look-alike is yellow and white, and that's a Amanita phalloides, which is super poisonous. Yeah, so those are, and then there's one also in that Amanita family that's, I could be wrong, but it's called Death Angel, and that one stops your protein synthesis in your body for 2 weeks. You don't know that you're not taking proteins in, and your liver shuts down, and then you convulse and die. So it's
Wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna need a doctor if I try some of that.
They don't have to, so it's sayonara.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna need a coroner then.
And then the last question I had, chat, if you guys have any questions for Mr. Braden, I'll try to keep an eye on them. But do you want to talk about your socials, stuff you do online?
Yeah, so I'm a tattoo artist. That's what I've been doing that since I was like 14.
Oh,
and
cool.
I have got a tattoo social media called, it's MC.tatty. It's McTatty. And so I do that. And then I have my Luna Genetics. That's Luna_genetics. And that's my mycology and natural farming kind of page.
Mhm.
And then I'm on an app called BandLab where I make my music. It's not that popular.
Yeah.
And so I've got that too. But basically the music is, I joined forces with a band called Life Quest. And so we've been playing, which they played at the last Come In Here event, which that's another one that I can touch on is Come In Here. That's the ministry I'm part of with Dr. John C. Hogeveen. He'll like that. And I know you girls play there too.
Yep.
He's amazing.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun event. So there's one coming up in August. I believe that we're both playing there.
Yep. That's in Allegan.
Yeah. So that will be that'll be awesome. I've got that posted on my Facebook. So I guess just check those out if you are more interested in the Korean natural farming. I haven't posted too much of that stuff up because there isn't really, it's kind of new to it's not new to Michigan, but it's kind of not really heard of. So being that I've been on here now, I'll go and post a lot more, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it of that. I mean, that's all. Just the media's.
You have like some really great things to share. So thank you for doing this with us. It was very cool to learn about the fertilizer and the
This is
mushrooms.
awesome.
This was awesome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Was there anything else we were supposed to bring up?
Anything else you guys want to talk about?
No, I've been watching the chat too, looking for questions, but
Yeah.
I think he was pretty thorough and pretty
Interesting.
interesting.
Yes.
Yeah,
That was super cool.
I'm gonna see if we're gonna try and make sure we get all his links, all his social media links and stuff, and put it in the description of the video after this is over with. And Braden, if you can update your Instagram or let us know what those recipes you talked about earlier, I'd be interested in that.
Okay. Yeah, definitely.
You can probably do, what is it on Instagram? Friends? Followers? Followers? Is it followers? Yeah, you
Followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
can follow each other on Instagram.
Yeah, definitely.
In a couple minutes, Garden State Gardener, Mr. Joe is going to be on, and he's got some giveaways. So all of you in the chat, we're going to be heading over there pretty soon. He's a great gardener, and he's a really nice guy, so we highly recommend checking him out. But thank you again to Mr. Braden. This was awesome. Thank you for coming, and on such short notice, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
And
Yeah, no, I learned a lot.
I was going to say, don't forget that there's a famous band that just put out a video Friday. So go check it out.
Yeah, that's a pretty good song.
And thank you for being in that, too. That was super cool.
Thank you for coming. That was awesome.
Yeah, thanks. That was fun.
Yeah, we're glad you could be a part of it.
Yeah.
And also thank you to Mr. Jesse and Mr. Charles and Miss Lisa. Thanks for doing this with us. We really appreciate you guys being in the lives and helping run this. This is awesome. Oh, hi Life with Blinda and Chuck.
Hey.
We're just wrapping up. Hello.
Hey, Chuck.
And thank you guys, everyone in the chat, for coming. You guys had some great points. There are some people talking about soy in the chat. So thank you guys all for being here and spending some of your Sunday with us. We could not appreciate you guys more. You guys are amazing. And we got to wrap up because Bunky's cow needs to be fed.
Uh-oh.
All right. Well, thank you guys
Yeah.
for everything. Can't wait to see you again.
Yep. Happy Sunday, everyone.
Bye.
See ya.